Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by tall palm trees and the constant chatter of birds, there lived a couple named Okon and Ikit. They were simple people, blessed with one beautiful daughter, Ima, who was the light of their lives. Okon was a hardworking farmer, while Ikit sold palm oil and vegetables in the village market. Their small, mud brick home was filled with love, laughter, and the occasional sound of Ima's cheerful singing. But there was one problem: rats. Not just ordinary rats, but cunning, mischievous, and downright evil rats. These weren't the kind of rats that just scurried about looking for crumbs. No, these rats had a mission: to make Okon and Ikit's lives as difficult as possible. It all started one hot evening as the family sat down to eat. Ikit had cooked a big pot of egusi soup with pounded yam, and the aroma filled the air. Just as Okon reached out to take a bite, a rat darted across the room, grabbed a piece of the pounded yam, and disappeared into a hole in the wall. Okon, angrily, "These rats have no shame. Even our food is not safe anymore." Ikit, shaking her head, "I told you, Okon, we need to do something about them." "But no," you said, "let them be. They are just small animals. Look at us now." Okon sighed, but he was too tired to argue. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of their troubles. A week later, Okon came home with a small wad of money he had earned from selling cassava. He placed it carefully in a tin box under the bed, thinking it would be safe there. But when Ikit opened the box the next morning, she screamed, "The rats have eaten our money." Okon rushed into the room and stared at the shredded notes in disbelief. The rats had gnawed through the box and chewed up every last naira. Okon, holding his head, "This is not ordinary. These rats must be sent by my enemies." From that day on, it seemed the rats had made it their mission to ruin the family. They chewed through Ikit's market bag, spilling her palm oil all over the floor. They shredded Ima's school uniform, forcing her to stay home from school. And when Okon finally got a chance at a big farming contract, the rats destroyed the documents he needed to sign. One evening, after another day of setbacks, Okon sat on the veranda with a defeated look on his face. Okon, telling his wife, "These rats will not let me rest. Maybe we should call Baba Ibeji, the village herbalist." Ikit, "Do you think Baba Ibeji will help? You know his potions are stronger than his promises." But they were desperate, so they visited Baba Ibeji the next day. The old man, with his long white beard and an assortment of charms hanging around his neck, listened to their plight with a serious expression. "Baba Ibeji, these are not ordinary rats. These are spiritual rats. They are sent to steal your destiny." Okon and Ikit gasped. Baba Ibeji handed them a small bag of powder and gave strict instructions. "Baba Ibeji, sprinkle this powder around your house and chant, 'Rats, be gone,' 3 times. But be warned, if your heart is not pure, the rats will come back even stronger." That night, Okon and Ikit followed Baba Ibeji's instructions to the letter. They sprinkled the powder, chanted the words, and went to bed feeling hopeful. For the first time in weeks, they slept peacefully. But the peace didn't last. At midnight, they were awakened by the sound of scurrying feet and high-pitched squeaks. They rushed into the living room to find the rats dancing in a circle around the powder, as if mocking them. Okon, furious, "These rats are playing with me. Ikit, give me the broom." He charged at the rats, swinging the broom wildly. But the rats were too fast, darting into holes. They escaped. Frustrated but determined, Okon came up with a new plan. He borrowed a cat from his neighbor, a fierce-looking creature named Warrior. The moment Warrior stepped into the house, the rats went into hiding. For a few days, it seemed the problem was solved. But the clever rats soon figured out how to outwit Warrior. They would wait until the cat was napping and then sneak out to cause havoc. One rat even had the audacity to steal Warrior's food. "Ikit, your enemies are winning. We need to think bigger." That's when Okon had a revelation. He remembered a story his grandmother used to tell about the power of unity. He called a meeting of the entire village and shared his plight. The villagers, who had also suffered from the rats, agreed to work together to drive them out. Armed with brooms, traps, and buckets of water, the villagers descended on Okon's house. The scene was chaotic, rats running, people screaming, and Warrior the cat doing his best to keep up. Finally, after hours of battle, the rats were defeated. With the rats gone, life improved for Okon and his family. Okon secured his farming contract, Ikit market business flourished, and Ima returned to school in a new uniform. The family could finally laugh about their ordeal. One evening, as they sat outside their home, Okon turned to Ikit with a smile. "These rats thought they could steal our destiny. But look at us now. God has given us victory." They all laughed, their joy echoing into the night. The village was at peace. Weeks later, Okon's wife had a dream that the rats were back. She told her husband about the dream. But Okon said, "Don't worry yourself, they should come again. This time I shall kill and dry them." The wife laughed. "Kill and dry?" she asked, and they both laughed.